no matter what it is, they're going to put that on there. You like, because if one flagship bike has it, they all have to have it, right? You know, the best in their category. So maybe they're using Campiola, maybe they're using Shimano. Doesn't really matter. It's like the top tier bikes get this, whether you want it or not. But a lot of the top tier bikes, you get you know, a frame that you can build up from the ground, right? And that's like that's a big one. You know, be able to spec out a bike yourself. Now, is it cheaper doing it that way? Probably not. Yes, doggy, you stay in there. I hear you. But you gotta stay in there. Probably on a leash anyway. Oh, two dogs in there. One noisy one and one partially noisy one. That's a bumpy driveway. Okay, we're doing roughly the same cadence. Look at how much faster he's going. Tell me light bikes don't make a difference, guys. Yeah. Arrow and like, look at how much faster he's going. We're doing the same cadence by, yeah, he's flying up that hill. And I know my gearing is more geared for low. Let's see if I can catch up to him. No, he's just walking away from me, literally walking away from me. So that's a perfect example that shows my argument. So he went this way. I usually see him on just about every other morning. Look at how much faster he's up that hill. So he's probably going to gain, like if we're starting out together at the store, he'd probably get out to the neighboring town 20 minutes faster at that, just going with normal cadence, right? And I'm sure I can tell he's not working hard to go up that hill, you know what I mean? But his bike literally weighs about less than half of this. He's probably about 19 pounds, 21 pounds. Now you can see why I want my that back to find a back wheel. And he's not huffing and puffing at the top. Sure, the arrow helps a lot too, but like, here it comes again. A lot lighter than mine. There you go. Like, I only do the hill because I have to do the hill. He's doing it for fun. Not a great place to be crossing the highway though. So, there goes the Specialized. See that bike on, that's called an Alez, the bike that just went in the back of that car that just went. That's, that was a flagship bike back in the late 90s and early 2000s for Specialized. Now it's their entry-level bike. And it's one of the best in weight. It's about 22 or 25 pounds to start. Depending on what package you get, right? But the base model, they're all disc brake now. But they have one there. It's in that Bianchi Blue there. I forget what they call it, the Milan Horizon Blue or whatever they call it. The Bianchis, I think, are the prettiest bikes ever made. Very old company, 140-year-old company. It's the oldest bike manufacturer still around. But anyway, that bike, okay, is about half the weight or less of this bike. And they start out about $1,400 Canadian, plus tax, of course. And that bike would probably just be on the coattails of his bike going up the hill. You know, like it's probably would be in between the two of us. It'd be in between this and him going up that hill if we started at the same time. You know, with an equal rider at the equal cadence, just because of the weight difference. You know, like a heavier bike does okay going down hills, hence why the mountain bikes are 100 pounds, but like the extreme downhill stuff, they're like 70 to 100 pounds, but they're not meant to be ridden, you know, to work daily. There's guys that do it, you know, if they're only like 2 kilometers away, that's fine. But if they're like, you know, a 24 to 26 kilometer round trip like I do, yeah, that'd be so hard on your knees. But plus I got a big backpack on too, so it's like, for me, it's like pedaling with a parachute on, right? So that slows me down. Like if I just ditch the backpack, I'm probably going to gain 2 kilometers an hour faster. But then I don't have any water for my work day, for the way back there or the way back, and at work, you know, and the gloves or whatever, you know what I mean? Kind of need all that stuff, right? But see, bikes that I really like are, I'm really digging those Canadian-made Argon 18s and the Da Vinci bikes. But you see, a gravel bike is like, to me, is like a really fast hybrid, right? The hybrid is probably the smartest bike you can buy as a commuter, just because you're so upright, you're so relaxed. Yeah, it's a little bit slower, but you could ride it all day without any aches and pains if you set it upright. And if the bike's 30 pounds, it's still 18 pounds lighter than this. You know what I mean? So, does that make a difference? Yeah. It all makes a difference. And then, of course, the gearing. Now, that said, if you go from, like, my Bottecchia, if I get a back wheel with that and good tires on that thing, at 21 pounds, going up the hill, I'd be able to keep with that guy no problem, even if we were racing, because the aero's not going to help him as much going up the hill. Right? It'll help him a little bit. Like, he'll still have the advantage, but we'd be at around the equal weight.